Hey everyone, my name is Nathan, the Monochrome Unicorn, and today I want to talk about binding, different methods of binding, binder safety, and all that jazz. So yeah, first off, I want to talk about the different methods of binding. And these are all very simple methods that are like more DIY. I can English. First off, the most easiest one is to, if you have a smaller chest, this works probably best, but you can use it in any case, wearing just a regular sports bra and then a baggier shirt, which is currently what I'm doing because it's my day off of binding. And a baggier shirt helps to get, limit the tightness around the chest area. And secondly, which kind of goes along with that, is to layer shirts. If you just want to wear a sports bra and then layer various shirts, it gives off the appearance of a flat chest. Be warned, with all methods of binding, basically except for the first one, it's going to be warm. It's going to be extremely warm and hot, and especially the layering of shirts, that's going to be extremely warm, so do be warned of that throughout any binding methods. Then there is the sports bra method, which is one that I've used before, and it's where you take a regular sports bra that fits you in your size, and then you go one size down from what you are, and then you put it on backwards. The first one goes on regularly, and then you put the other one on backwards. Make sure that the sports bra doesn't have like crisscross, which for some reason most do. I'm not sure why, but they do. Or you could use this with different things, like I used a cross. It's like a cross between a sports bra and an actual bra. It looks like this. So it's like, so yeah, this would probably be best. No crisscross. You don't want that in front here because this is not a fun time. And then there's the method of the undershirt binding. It's where you take an undershirt like this. I have examples like this, and it has like a built-in kind of bra bit to it. And so you put it on regularly, and then you just roll up the bottom part up to where the built-in bra ends, and then gives you flat. You can do that with like, when I used to use this method, I did it with two, but up to you. And I also crossed two methods together, which was the sports bra method and the undershirt method, which worked pretty well until I got an actual binder. Which is next off an actual professional binder, I guess, which is the more which is the more professional way. Not professional, what am I saying? The more safer way of binding, and they look like this. This is an Underworks binder. Basically what a binder does, it has a lot of mesh right here. This is very thick, and this is very thin. See, it's like sheer. You can almost kind of see me through it, and this, you can't see anything with my arm. So this compresses down your chest. And Underworks comes in this, which is crop. I'm gonna call it a crop top. It's a crop top, basically. And it comes in a full binder, like where the mesh and everything goes all the way down. That was the first Underworks binder I got. I don't recommend it because it presses on your tummy. I didn't like that, but that's just personally me. It wasn't all that comfortable, and it definitely, like, I'm a curvy guy, and it just kind of clung to the curves and made them more noticeable, which I didn't like. But then they make one that, like the undershirt that I just showed you, it has a binder like this, and then it comes down with just regular fabric, like cotton fabric, down to like a rest of an undershirt, which it's kind of cool. I've never had one of those, but I feel like that would be more comfortable. Excuse me, I think I'm getting sick. But yeah, so this is Underworks binder. With all binding, you're going to want to adjust. You're just gonna have to, or else you get the double double boob action. And you don't want a uniboob, okay? Trust me, that's not the look you're going for. So you want to readjust and whatever. And so this is Underworks. Underworks is pretty comfortable. I mean, for the most part. And then another binder that I have, which is this one. It's GC2B binder, and they're made for transgender people or trans people. In specific, Underworks isn't, but they work pretty well. But these are super duper comfy. Like this one's, oh, that one was a medium, by the way. This one was a large because it's the binder I use for swimming, which is a totally other video to make, but it's a large for swimming. But it's super good at binding. Like, even the large, it binds pretty dang well. The material is also softer. Like, it's less scratchy. You can tell, like, the texture difference and whatever. Underworks binders come in this, which is nude, and then black and white. And cool thing about GC2B is they come in so many different colors. Like, first off, their nude scale of, like, skin tones is abroad. You have, like, every different color. It's not just basic nude. It's all different colors so it's for all different skin varieties, and that's really cool. And it comes in, like, so many other colors than just black and white. So if you want to have, like, a fun binder, they were, like, neon colors once. I saw neon colors. I'm not sure if that was, like, an explicit thing, but they were neon colors, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, those are the types of binders. There are other binder companies. You can get cheaper ones from, like, Amazon. You can get very basic and cheap ones. Just know that with binders, if you go cheap, you get cheap. They're not as good as with binding, and most of them aren't proper binders. Excuse me. And they could do damage. Which leads me on to binder safety. First of all, don't bind with ace bandages. Please. Please. That just does damage. The reason why it's thicker in the front and thinner in the back is because you don't want, if you have compression on both sides with ace bandages, you can crack ribs, your spine can get damaged, and, like, you can definitely have bruising on your chest, which is never good, and this could lead to complications. Excuse me. This could lead to complications later in, like, life, if you were thinking of, like, top surgery and other things, like all these different things that you really just don't want more complications. And yeah, don't use tape. A lot of drag kings actually use tape, duct tape, or just other tape. Not recommended. I mean, cosplayers use it. I've used tape method once or twice, but it is brutal to your skin. It definitely, it hurts. It's not safe, really, so I wouldn't recommend it. Don't sleep in a binder ever. Like, if you fall asleep in a binder, I mean, you probably won't get damage, but if you continuously sleep with a binder on, you could, like, bad things could happen, because you breathe differently when you sleep, obviously, and binders aren't made for that. Now, they're also not made for running in. If you're doing sports, I know how painful this might be, but, like, for gym and whatever, wear a sports bra, because binders restrict. You can't run in binders, and I'm asthmatic, so having asthma plus the difficulty of binder, just, it isn't a good mix when it comes to, like, athletic stuff. So wear a sports bra and, like, a baggy shirt. I know it might be painful, but safety comes first. And it's also really good to just have, like, a sports bra just on hand in case you need it, you know, for days like today where I'm not binding per se. I mean, I'm wearing a sports bra, but, like, I'm not wearing an actual binder. Also, binders are meant to be worn, I'm actually confused on this, whether it's 8 hours or 6. Some people say it's 6, others say it's 8. So like 8 or 6 hours is the limit of time that you should really be wearing a binder, because once again, even though an actual binder is like one of the safest methods, it over a period of time can give you back problems, and it just leads to more complications. So after 6 to 8 hours, I mean, take it off, give your body a chance to breathe and be free and everything. Is that it on safety? I think that covers most of the important safety bits. Binders cost between I'm dying. My throat's giving out on me, guys. I'm sorry. Binders range in between 20 to 40 in terms of dollars. The Underworks binders are 30 something, and I think GC2B's binders are also in that price range, normally 30. And it depends on where you get them from. Once again, you can get pretty cheap binders on Amazon and other places. Pay for what you get. I've tried different cheap ones, and I mean, they worked okay, but you know, not the best. For binders, you're going to want to measure. Cup size doesn't particularly factor in anything, so you're going to want to measure your chest from like the biggest point or whatever, and then that's your size of binder. And for some people, they're in between sizes. Yeah, that's complicated. So you either want a size up or the size that you are. I generally get the size that, like, I'm a medium in most cases, so I go with that. Large just doesn't seem to do it, because large is like on the scale of being too large for me. But yeah, in between sizes. And do know that different body types, different size of chest will factor into how binding works. The binding, with some people, binders make you completely and utterly flat. Like there's nothing, you can't even tell, which is epic. But with some things, it doesn't bind as well. I definitely recommend GC2B. They work phenomenally. Not so much Underworks. I'm not as big of a fan, but they still work pretty well. We have binder washing. When I know Underworks gives you like a thing on how to wash them, but don't put them in the washer or dryer. Ever. Just hand wash them. And you want to do this often. I am someone who doesn't do this often, which is a bad habit, but I should really get to not more often, because they kind of get stinky, and binders stretch out, and after you wash them, they spring back to new, which is really cool. I'm not really sure how that works, but it's really cool. But you just want to use regular, like, laundry soap, or dish soap, I think. I'm gonna say laundry soap because it's meant for laundry, but look it up, I don't actually remember. And you want to wash it with warm water, not too hot, not too cold, and then just wring it out, make sure you get all suds out, and then hang it up to dry overnight or throughout the day or whatever. And that's the washing part of binders. Is that everything? I feel like I've covered the basis of what I wanted to cover with all of this. Yeah, don't wear a binder to bed. Don't run in a binder. Give yourself a breather. And if you do, also binders. Forgot an entire section of this. Putting on a binder for the first time, is going to be really hard, because it's going to be brand new. And you may think that you got like too small, because it's not going to go over your head initially or whatever. You can try the method of stepping into it and pulling it up, and it may get stuck at like your hips, because that's like the widest part on you. But just come on, keep pulling. Be gentle but also forceful, because you don't want to like rip the binder. Don't worry, I've never had a binder that's ripped on me when I've done that. But up, and then you just pull it up. binders are going to be super duper tight when you first put them on. You're gonna want to wear them for at least a couple of days before you can tell like if they're too tight. Some binders, like, it's gonna be super duper tight and really constricting and awful, but you'll eventually like get used to it. And please, if a binder is too small, return it and get a new one, because too small of a binder can also lead to breathing problems, and you know, you just don't want that. What's the point of having a binder if it's going to eventually kill you? And so yeah, excuse me, putting on a binder like over its head is you just kind of want to bunch it up and then just kind of, you know, just put it over one arm, two arm, and then pull it down. Putting on a binder when you're wet is also a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you know, just roll it down, things will be good. And yeah, I think I've covered all of the basic bindery topic bits. I'll probably make one on swim binders and swimming eventually, but that's all for now. Have a good life. I hope that your week goes well and, you know, you survive school or whatever you may be doing in your life. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.